This is Joe Biden back in 97, talking about putting NATO closer and closer to Russia's border, being a security, a what they called an existential threat to their security, which, if you picture it happening on the U.S. border, if Russia had military pacts and was putting weapons literally on the border, like in Mexico, Canada, on the border of the U.S., how do you think the U.S. would respond? Obviously, the last time it happened, we ended up in the Cuban Missile Crisis that almost obliterated humanity. But we haven't seen it since. And how do you think the U.S. would respond nowadays? All right. Here's Joe Biden, seeming far more with it, yet far more bald back in 1997. Maybe that's what's made him so off kilter. Maybe his hair plugs have fucked his shit up.
Our conversation was gone off, was repeated with Levitt. They talked about they don't want this NATO expansion. They know it's not in their security interests and on, and said, well, and if you do that, we may have to look to China. And I couldn't help using the colloquial expression from my state by saying to Zaganoff, lots of luck in your senior year. Good luck. And if that doesn't work, try Iran. I'm serious. I said that to them, and these were, and they know, I knew, they knew, everybody knows that is not an option. And everybody knows, every one of those leaders acknowledges and needs, and they resent it, but they need to look west. And the question is, well, this is designed to completely shut them out, but not in turn. Our conversations have gone off.
So there you have Joe Biden, 1997, saying outright that the U.S. is expanding NATO while it harms and threatens Russia. And Russia said, we'll turn to China. And so not only does it show what a psychopath Joe Biden is, but it also shows, and of course he speaks for he was speaking for all of D.C. I mean, there's no reason to pin this on just Biden. This is almost the entire Beltway, almost the entire D.C. crew has pushed for this. There's, point to me the number of U.S. Congress people or previous presidents who have said we need to back NATO off of Russia's borders so that we don't create a catastrophe. You're not going to find many. So this is Biden speaking for all those assholes, and it also shows how blind they are. Russia said, keep pushing us, and we're going to turn to China. We're going to turn away from the West. And Joe Biden's response was, have fun with that. Well, you know what they're doing now? They're having fun with that. This is what they're doing. All right? You phenomenally smug shithead. But at least back then he was with it enough to be like a cognizant and quick-witted psychopath. Like it was, he was on it. He was like, I am wrong about 98% of my views, and I don't care how many people die or are imprisoned by my behaviors and my policies. But man, will I tell you what those policies are quickly. I can boom, 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 show you what kind of psychopath I am. So quick. He was so with it back then. What a great guy. Just a go-getter. Just a great guy,